All right, so they put out a behind the scenes thing for Supergirl. Let's check it out. Oh my gosh, guys. Cameras. Is that Craig Gillespie's? Or is that like the cinematographer?
Supergirl was raised on a
Dude, Millie Alcock can. She can lift a ship by herself? That's crazy.
chunk of a disintegrated planet. People were dying all around her. She's not Superman, and she's definitely not Clark Kent.
Okay, cool. So they're re-explaining the origin to us, which yeah, I'm sure a lot of people just don't know about.
Supergirl's fueled by this pain, fueled by this hurt. I think people are expecting a sidekick film to Superman, like she's kind of in the periphery of his world. But what they're actually gonna get is a really kick-ass Supergirl.
Girl power. No, I really like Supergirl as a character and the iterations that I've consumed of her because she is a darker character than Superman. She's dealing with a lot of trauma that is different from the trauma that a Superman deals with because she actually remembers Krypton. She was like 15 when Krypton exploded. So, whereas Clark is dealing with his own trauma, right, where he doesn't know his own people, he feels like a stranger on Earth, like that's its own separate trauma. She's dealing with a much more intense and familiar drama of like, yeah, I lost my people. So I think Supergirl's a really cool character.
All right, is it complete force to be reckoned?
I will say, people will criticize James Gunn because they feel like he's always trying to like be in the limelight and inserting himself into things. There is something to be said about him being the one talking here instead of Craig Gillespie, the director. I, on the like that is something to note and notice. But I will also say that I have heard Craig Gillespie like getting on stage at like Comic Con or something and like talking and giving a speech. And there is also just a reality that James Gunn he's just good on the mic. Like he's good at talking and presenting things and marketing and being a showman. Whereas Craig Gillespie is not really that guy from what I've been able to see. So I'm sure James Gunn's ego has something to do with all of this, but I would also assume that Craig Gillespie's like, I don't really want to talk on the behind the scenes thing.
To be reckoned with.
She's not afraid to punch everyone in the face.
Millie brings this rock and roll vibe to the character.
Millie is absolutely.
Yeah, I think Millie's going to be really good in this because she was so good in House of the Dragon. She does have this very like fiery energy to her that I really like.
Telling it she's immediately inhabited.
Okay, there we go. It's Craig Gillespie's. He's here. He's here, guys. Don't worry.
Character in the best way. I couldn't imagine anybody else in this role.
But you could get from that dive bar.
Funny.
Yeah, people also say that they're like, is this even a Craig Gillespie movie?
Absolutely telling it she's immediately inhabited.
And it's like, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched any of Craig Gillespie's movies. So I think he directed I, Tonya. I think he directed Cruella. And I'm sure he's directed other things that I'm not aware of. But so maybe this is all just part of his style as well, and he just naturally has a style that's similar to James Gunn. But you can't really deny that Supergirl looks like a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm down to watch another Guardians of the Galaxy movie. And it's not like, as long as it's more Guardians of the Galaxy 3, where it is a very dark and serious story that's faithful to the spirit of the Woman of Tomorrow comic book that this is based on, then I'm okay with that. But yeah, it would be unfortunate if Craig Gillespie, he's not the one like actively making choices for the movie, and it would be unfortunate if James Gunn is like coming in and forcing him to make it like Guardians of the Galaxy. But I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know how any of that is playing out. Like, It's really all just like gossip and drama at the end of the day.
inhabited this character in the best way. I couldn't imagine anybody else in this role.
Aren't you the ditz on that dive bar?
Funny. That's what I've been calling you.
Ooh.
It's a really empowering story. One about resilience. You can be your own hero.
I can't shoot lasers out of my eyes, so sorry, Millie, I don't know that that's really accurate. Cool. Listen, I'm optimistic for this one. I don't think that the trailers have been as good as I necessarily would have hoped as far as how good I think a Woman of Tomorrow adaptation can be, but I am optimistic that this movie is going to, at the very least, be good, and I could see it surprising people and being great. So, we'll see. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.